In this segment, we're going to talk about the basic verbal operants.
Aiden's talking to you.
In behavior analysis, language is viewed as something that the child does. It is behavior.
On your names.
Language is affected by antecedents and consequences like all other behavior. A behavior analysis of language allows teachers to use the environment to assist students in communicating more effectively.
We're going to go to the table for a minute. Aaron, give the card to Aiden.
There are 4 basic verbal operants that have been identified. They are the mand, the tact, the intraverbal, and the echoic.
Yes. You want both of them?
Turtle.
You want the turtle?
Push.
The antecedent for the mand is a motivative operation. Mands are controlled by the child wanting something. Wanting something leads the child to ask for that thing, and mands are reinforced by specific consequences.
You're swinging.
In other words, the child wants something, they say it, and they get it.
Apples and bananas.
Apples and bananas. Okay, we can do apples and bananas.
Listen. What do you hear?
Horn.
That's right, it is a horn.
Tacts are verbal operants that are controlled by sensory antecedents. The child hears, sees, smells, tastes, or feels something.
How does this feel?
Soft.
It is soft. What is it, Sarah? It is a goat.
The consequence for a tact is non-specific. The child does not necessarily get what they say. A common word for tacting is labeling.
Socks and shoes. You fly a kite.
The intraverbal and the echoic are very similar verbal operants. Both the echoic and the intraverbal have in the antecedent condition a verbal stimulus.
Bird says choo-choo. Frog says
For the intraverbal, somebody will say something to the student.
Tiyor. An elephant says.
The student will then respond with a verbal response that is different than what was initially said to them. Common names for intraverbal include answering questions,
What's a frog say?
doing word associations, or filling in the blanks.
You write with a
This.
Thomas the roar says the
Intraverbals are reinforced by non-specific consequences.
Smell the flowers.
smell the flowers.
Echoic means echoing or repeating what has been said to you.
Bingo.
Bingo.
Tubby time.
Nappy time.
Baby sleeping.
Baby sleep.
In the echoic, the student's response and the antecedent share formal characteristics.
Go eat.
Go eat.
In addition to teaching the primary verbal operants, it is important that we teach skills that do not necessarily involve the student responding as a speaker. The other operants that we focus on teaching include listener responding, imitation, and match to sample.
Touch block. Clap your hands. Shake the maraca.
Find the rabbit. Show me crying. Stand up. Show me jumping. Sit down. Point to the flowers. Show me sneezing. Good job.
In listener responding, the student behaves as a listener. The antecedent for listener responding is a verbal stimulus.
Clap your hand. Rub your belly.
The student then responds by engaging in nonverbal behavior. Listener responding means following directions.
Do this. Do this. Do this one.
Imitation is a key operant for students. Learning to do what other people do is a central part of almost all learning.
Do this. Do this. Do this.
Do this.
In imitation, the antecedent is a nonverbal stimulus. In other words, somebody does something. The student responds by doing the same thing.
Do this. Great. Do this. Great. Here's your stick.
Again, the consequence is non-specific.
Find this one.
Match to sample involves making comparisons. It is a key skill related to almost all future academic learning for students.
What was same? Find this one. Where does this go? Match.
In match to sample behavior, the antecedent is generally nonverbal.
Where's this one?
I got it.
A common name for match to sample is matching, bringing two things in proximity that share some property.
Find the one like this.
Find this one.
In order to communicate effectively, students must use all of the verbal operants.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
For more information, visit the Patent website.